and good day. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz from eTurboNews, and this is a breaking news update. For more news updates and shows, please go to youtube.com/travel news group. youtube.com/travel news group. Here's our update.
Turkey tightens COVID restrictions for foreign arrivals. The updates are implemented in a bid to curb the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic in Turkey, and are set to go into effect on Saturday, August 4. Turkey updates anti-COVID restrictions for foreign arrivals. Regulations aim to curb the spread of COVID-19 pandemic in Turkey. Updated rules set to go into effect tomorrow. Turkey's Interior Ministry issued a circular today, announcing new updates for requirements and restrictions for visitors arriving into the country from abroad. The updates are implemented in a bid to curb the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic in Turkey, and are set to go into effect on Saturday, August 4. Red List: Brazil, South Africa, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. Suspension of direct flights from Brazil, South Africa, Nepal, and Sri Lanka will continue until further notice. Passengers who have been to these countries in the last 14 days will be asked to submit a negative PCR test result obtained a maximum of 72 hours before entering Turkey. They will also be quarantined for 14 days in locations determined by the governorships, at the end of which a negative test will be required one more time. If there is a positive test result, the patient will be kept under isolation, which will end with a negative result in the following 14 days. Bangladesh, India and Pakistan. Travel rules for Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan have been eased, and passengers from these countries, or those who have been to these countries in the last 14 days, will be requested to submit a negative PCR test result obtained up to 72 hours beforehand. People who document receiving 2 doses of COVID-19 vaccines granted approval by the World Health Organization or Turkey, or 1 dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine at least 14 days before entering Turkey will be exempted from quarantine. UK, Iran, Egypt and Singapore. Passengers coming from the UK, Iran, Egypt, or Singapore will be required to submit a negative result from PCR tests done a maximum of 72 hours before entry. For passengers traveling from Afghanistan, those who can provide a document showing they were administered a COVID-19 vaccine in the last 14 days or recovery from COVID-19 infection in the last 6 months will not require a test result or quarantine. Turkish citizens. Turkish citizens entering the country from abroad will also be required to prove that they have gotten 2 vaccine doses at least 14 days prior, or that they have recovered from a COVID-19 infection in the last 6 months. Turkish citizens who can provide a negative PCR test result obtained up to 72 hours prior or a rapid antigen test result obtained up to 48 hours before will also be allowed into the country. Citizens who fail to submit documentation of vaccine status or a negative test will be allowed to go to their residences after a PCR test, and those with a positive result will be isolated until they submit a negative result from a PCR test. Passengers from other parts of the world. Arrivals from other countries will be required to document that they have gotten 2 doses of COVID-19 vaccines granted approval by the World Health Organization or Turkey, or 1 dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine at least 14 days before entering. Passengers who fail to produce vaccination proof or an official document proving recovery from COVID-19 infection in the last 6 months will be requested to submit a negative PCR result obtained a maximum of 72 hours prior or a rapid antigen test result obtained a maximum of 48 hours prior. Sample-based COVID-19 tests will be available for passengers at all border gates. Children younger than 12 will not be asked for vaccine certification or PRC, antigen test results to enter Turkey.
Thank you for listening to our news update. There's more on youtube.com/travel news group, or you can read us, of course, in going to our news portal at eTurboNews.com or travelnews.online.